The footage the world was never meant to see has just been leaked, and it's shaking the industry to its core. Rising rap star GloRilla has been caught on jail surveillance cameras. And what she did inside those walls has fans, critics, and even her own team questioning everything they thought they knew about her. This ain't about a mugshot or a petty charge. This is next level. What was captured on that footage isn't just unexpected, it's game-changing. Whispers of secret meetings, possible inmate confrontations, and an alleged exchange that sources say could spark a major legal scandal. Yup, it's all coming out. Now, the leak dropped anonymously late last night. But it didn't take long for it to explode across Twitter, Reddit, and hip-hop blogs. And if what insiders are saying is true, this isn't just another celebrity slip-up, it's a turning point in GloRilla's career and reputation. So, was she helping someone, threatening someone, or caught up in something even deeper? One thing's for sure, after this, GloRilla's name won't ever be viewed the same again. Stay locked in, because we're about to break down the footage, the fallout, and what this could mean for her future, starting now. When the story first broke, nobody believed it. After all, GloRilla had always managed to keep her name clear of major scandals. Known for her raw bars, Memphis energy, and rising dominance in the rap game, she was on a steady climb. But then came the headline that flipped everything upside down. GloRilla caught on jail surveillance, unreleased footage leaked. At first, people thought it was just a rumor. Another clout-chasing attempt, maybe even AI-generated nonsense. But once the footage started circulating in underground circles, and snippets hit Twitter and TikTok, it was clear this wasn't fake. It was her, real footage, real cameras, real timestamps. So how did a chart-climbing rapper end up caught on jail surveillance footage? Let's rewind. About 2 weeks ago, GloRilla had reportedly gone quiet. No Instagram stories, no live appearances, and even a planned club performance in Houston was canceled last minute. At the time, her team cited personal reasons and family matters. But behind the scenes, a very different story was brewing. According to insider reports, GloRilla had been quietly visiting a local correctional facility, not for herself, but allegedly to see a close associate who had recently been locked up on pending charges. The official word from her team: she was there to support a friend. But here's where it gets messy. Sources inside the facility began whispering that GloRilla's visit wasn't as innocent as it appeared. They claimed she met with the inmate in a private visitation room for well over an hour. And when the footage was reviewed later by security, red flags were raised. The leak reportedly came from a disgruntled employee at the facility who claimed that the prison was trying to cover up what really happened. According to them, the video shows more than a friendly visit. It allegedly shows GloRilla involved in an exchange, possibly slipping something across the table, followed by a tense confrontation with a guard. Now, the actual footage hasn't been released in full to the public yet. Only screenshots and grainy 5-second clips have leaked. But what those clips show is GloRilla sitting across from a man wearing standard orange attire, leaning in close, whispering, and at one point, sliding something under the table. The internet immediately went wild with speculation. What is she doing? Why would she risk everything for him? Is this part of something bigger? And that's when the conspiracy theories took off. Some say the man she visited isn't just a friend, he's her rumored ex, who many believe has been tied to GloRilla's past life in Memphis before the fame. Others believe he's connected to a local street crew GloRilla allegedly distanced herself from once she blew up, and that this visit wasn't about love. It was about loyalty. One anonymous blogger posted, "If what we're hearing is true, GloRilla wasn't just visiting. She was sending a message either to keep someone quiet or to pay a debt." Another popular theory. The footage, actually, shows GloRilla being set up, according to this version. The man she visited allegedly baited her into showing up, possibly under pressure from others behind bars, and the cameras were intentionally monitored to catch her slipping. Some claimed the item exchange was edited to look worse than it was, and that what she actually handed over was just a letter or money, which isn't necessarily illegal depending on context. But the real twist came when GloRilla's legal team got involved. Within hours of the footage leaking, her attorneys issued a public statement. The images and stories circulating online are both misleading and defamatory. Our client, Ms. GloRilla, has done nothing illegal, and any implication otherwise is a gross distortion of facts. We are currently pursuing legal action against the source of the footage and the individuals responsible for its unauthorized release. Sounds clean, right? Well, fans aren't buying it. Comments under the post were brutal, so y'all not denying it happened, just mad it leaked. Where there's smoke, there's always fire. This ain't a good look, especially with everything she's built. And that's the part everyone keeps coming back to. The timing. GloRilla was just starting to level up. With cosigns from Cardi B, a BET Award nomination, and a rumored collab with Drake in the works. She was right on the edge of transitioning from breakout star to certified A-lister now. That entire narrative is in limbo. Behind the scenes, her label is reportedly in panic mode. One rep even leaked to a blogger that they've been reworking her PR strategy in real time. Rumors suggest brand deals have paused, and some endorsement contracts are reviewing morality clauses, which could mean pulled money if the story explodes further. And speaking of explosions, let's talk about social media. The jail footage had everyone from major hip-hop influencers to mainstream media weighing in. Podcasts were doing emergency episodes. TikTokers were reenacting the blurry video. Even a few celebrities, including G Herbo and JT from City Girls, posted cryptic tweets and deleted them minutes later. One post from JT said, "Sometimes loyalty takes you places love never could. Protect your bag." Fans are convinced. That was about GloRilla. Meanwhile, back in Memphis, locals are sounding off too. Some claim GloRilla's past was always going to catch up to her, though she was trying to leave the streets without settling her debts. Others say she's being targeted, used as a pawn in a bigger chess game involving people from her city who never made it out. Whatever the truth is, the headlines are undeniable. GloRilla has been caught in a career-threatening scandal, and the footage that started it all is only the tip of the iceberg. So the question now is, what happens next? Will the full video be released? Will she address it directly? Or will the silence grow louder until someone, maybe even someone inside that jail, decides to talk? Stay tuned, because in part 2, we're digging into the backstory behind the man in the footage, what really went down during GloRilla's alleged visits, and the fallout that's already beginning to reshape her career in ways nobody saw coming. As the jail footage continued making waves across the internet, the conversation turned to a critical question. Who exactly was the man GloRilla visited? And why would she risk everything, her career, her reputation, her future for that moment? Caught on camera. Digging deeper, sources began linking the inmate to a man known in Memphis circles as Trench Baby Rico, a longtime associate from GloRilla's neighborhood. Rico isn't just a street name, it's someone Glo allegedly used to run with. Before the fame, people close to the scene say Rico was one of the first to support GloRilla when she dropped her early freestyles on Instagram Live. Some even say he's the one who encouraged her to rap in the first place. But Rico's background is far from clean. He's currently behind bars awaiting trial for multiple charges, including firearms, possession, conspiracy, and gang-related activity. The case has drawn heavy attention in Tennessee, with prosecutors allegedly targeting him as part of a wider street operation. So when news hit that GloRilla had been seen in his visitation records, the dots started connecting fast. Some insiders argue that Glo was simply showing love to an old friend, someone who supported her when nobody else did. But others, including prison employees who leaked parts of the surveillance footage, claim it was more than that. One guard who asked to remain anonymous said she didn't just come in and say hi. There was a whole plan. She came in wearing oversized clothes, sunglasses, and even tried using a fake last name on the visitor form. That's what raised flags. The guard also confirmed that GloRilla stayed for nearly 80 minutes. And during that time, security cameras captured multiple moments of unusual behavior. This includes her sliding an object under the table, rumored to be a flash drive or cache closing parenthesis, Rico reaching to grab something from under the seat. Verbal confrontation with a female officer after the visit, where Glo reportedly got aggressive. The facility claims they are still investigating the situation, but off the record, fans immediately assumed it was about Glo. Within minutes, Mimi's account was flooded with comments asking what she knew. She didn't respond publicly, but she did remove all photos of GloRilla from her Instagram the next day. So now the speculation had gone from bad to worse. Was GloRilla hiding something? Was she protecting someone? Or had she made a calculated decision, one that was now spiraling out of control? Even worse, new court documents began circulating online that allegedly listed GloRilla as a person of interest in an internal correctional facility probe. The document didn't accuse her of a crime, but it noted that Ms. Woods GloRilla's real name had been in contact with a high-risk inmate under investigation for potential smuggling and coded message activity. The word smuggling set the internet ablaze. Was she helping sneak in items? Was she relaying messages to the outside? Was she unknowingly being used as a mule for something bigger? Twitter went into full detective mode. TikTokers started creating timelines, connecting past lyrics and interviews to the current scandal. One viral theory pointed to a 2022 interview where GloRilla joked about her loyalty to real ones behind the wall, saying, "If you loved me when I was broke, I love you forever. Locked or free." It sounded like a bar back then. Now, it's an alibi in disguise. Meanwhile, GloRilla's camp tried to do damage control, scheduling a last-minute Instagram live session with her in a calm setting, makeup-free, trying to show vulnerability in the video. GloRilla said, "Y'all really believe everything you see online. I ain't do nothing illegal. I visited somebody I care about. Period. What's wrong with showing support to somebody who don't got nobody else?" She continued, "If I had bad intentions, y'all think I'd be walking around free right now? Be for real." But the comment section wasn't convinced. "You're moving shady, sis. We love you, but this don't feel right. It's not the visit, it's the way you moved." Others were more forgiving. "Y'all act like y'all wouldn't ride for your people. Glo just being real. Loyalty over everything." And that's the dilemma. Loyalty versus legacy. Right now, GloRilla is standing at a crossroads. On one side, the streets, loyalty, realness. On the other, fame, endorsements, global superstardom, and the two worlds. They don't always play nice. Labels and brand partners began issuing quiet statements about reviewing their contracts. One fashion brand that was rumored to launch a capsule line with Glo paused all promotions. A rep said, "We're observing the situation and will determine next steps once the facts are clear." Translation: if this gets worse, she's done. Even artists who once co-signed her are pulling back. A close associate of Cardi B reportedly told an entertainment blogger, Cardi's team told her to stay silent on the GloRilla situation. No reposts, no comments. GloRilla went from one of the hottest names in the game to radioactive overnight. But here's the real question no one is asking. What if this was all a setup? More sources are now whispering that the leak wasn't Random that someone inside that jail wanted to drag GloRilla's name for personal payback. Whether it was Rico's enemies, jealous correctional officers, or even someone from her own past, this might be bigger than just a surveillance scandal. One anonymous informant told a Memphis blogger, "There's people mad. GloRilla made it out. They didn't, and now they want her back in the mess. This ain't about justice. It's about dragging her down." If that's true, then GloRilla's biggest mistake wasn't visiting Rico. It was trusting the system to play fair. Regardless, the pressure is mounting. And with fans divided, her brand in limbo, and a possible legal case building behind the scenes, the next steps are critical. Will more footage leak? Will charges actually come down? And can GloRilla bounce back before this turns into a full-blown career collapse? In Part 3, we break down the secret connection between Rico and a former industry rival of GloRilla's, what the footage could legally mean for her future, and whether this scandal could lead to her most dangerous career move yet. With the leaked surveillance footage now dominating headlines, fans were split, blogs were buzzing, and GloRilla's silence was only deepening the mystery. But in the background, something even more explosive was unfolding. A hidden connection between the man GloRilla visited and one of her oldest industry enemies. Yup, we're talking about a brewing setup that may have been years in the making. Let's rewind for a second. Before GloRilla rose to fame with tracks like FNF and her breakout remix with Cardi B, she was battling in Memphis underground circles. Word around the city is that another rising female rapper, we'll call her Kush, Kayla, had a long-standing grudge with Glo after a falling out over a local mixtape deal. Kayla felt like GloRilla stole the spotlight and had some people frozen out the moment she got her first real contract. Why does this matter? Because Kush Kayla has close ties to Rico, the very inmate GloRilla visited. That's right, according to multiple local sources, Kayla and Rico were once romantically involved. And while it's unclear where their relationship stands now, this triangle of loyalty, jealousy, and clout is fueling a dangerous theory that GloRilla was baited into visiting Rico, and that someone, possibly even Kayla, was involved in getting that security footage leaked. We're talking full-blown chess, not checkers. One Memphis-based entertainment lawyer even weighed in anonymously, saying if someone inside the facility leaked footage to a third party without going through legal protocol, that's a serious crime. But if it was planted or arranged and then weaponized to damage a public figure, that's a whole different level of manipulation. And it doesn't stop there. Allegedly, there are text messages and DMEs floating around, suggesting someone close to Rico was paid to make sure Glo gets seen. While these screenshots haven't been verified, the fact they're being shared in private group chats and Discord servers has fans thinking twice. Now here's where things take a dangerous turn, as GloRilla's legal team was scrambling to contain the damage. A sealed court motion was filed in Tennessee, requesting to suppress further footage from the jail incident. This strongly suggests that more video, possibly even audio, exists. Could there be voice recordings of what GloRilla and Rico said during that visit? Insiders claim yes, and that if released, they could either clear her name entirely or finish her career for good. At the same time, GloRilla's label has reportedly offered her a choice. Either go fully silent and let the team handle it legally, or come clean publicly with a carefully crafted apology and narrative before the court of public opinion turns against her forever. Her response: radio silence. No tweets, no posts, not even an Instagram story, but behind closed doors. She's allegedly furious. One close friend of GloRilla told an entertainment blog she feels played, not just by Rico, but by people in the industry who are supposed to protect her. She's thinking about switching teams, dropping people, starting over. In other words, Glo might be preparing a total rebrand, walking away from street loyalty and stepping into full celebrity PR mode. But for someone who's always repped realness and Memphis roots, that transition may not sit right with her fans. The same fans who once praised her for keeping it solid are now demanding she act like a star. This ain't the time to be gangsta, one comment read. You're a millionaire now, move like it. But not everyone's abandoning her. Hip-hop legends like Yo Gotti and even Meek Mill have privately reached out, offering support and advice. One tweet from Meek, now deleted, read, "Don't let the ones you love be the ones who cost you everything. Move smart, not emotional." And then came the twist that shook the story to its core. The full footage leaked. In the 2-minute clip, GloRilla is seen sitting across from Rico, visibly emotional. There's an exchange of words. But what catches everyone off guard is the moment she pulls out a folded piece of paper and pushes it toward him under the table. Rico looks around, picks it up, and tucks it into his waistband. The paper? Still unknown. Some say it could be song lyrics. Others believe it's a coded message. But the exchange, the act, could be enough to violate multiple prison codes, even if unintentionally. And then right before the visit ends, GloRilla is seen standing up and confronting a guard, pointing her finger, visibly upset. No audio exists, but her body language shows clear frustration, according to insiders. She was arguing about being disrespected by another inmate in the hallway, possibly orchestrated. So now, not only is GloRilla caught in a scandal, but it also appears she was targeted once she entered the facility. Why? That's the million-dollar question. But this isn't just about one rapper getting caught on camera. It's about trust, betrayal, survival, and legacy. It's about what happens when your past walks into the room and you have to decide whether to shake its hand or walk away forever. Will GloRilla rise from this with more strength, more fans, and more clarity? Or will this moment be the one that changes everything forever? This story isn't just wild, it's a turning point. From secret visits and silent setups to leaked footage and industry betrayal, GloRilla's name is now at the center of one of hip-hop's most shocking scandals. But now we turn it over to you. Was GloRilla just showing loyalty to someone from her past? Or did she make a critical mistake that could cost her everything she's built? Do you think this was a setup, or is the footage proof of something bigger happening behind the scenes? We want to hear your thoughts, all of them. So scroll down and drop a comment. Let's get the conversation going, because this story has layers, and you might see something we missed. And if you want more exclusive breakdowns, viral leaks, and unfiltered hip-hop drama, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a drop from Celebrity Trap. This is where the truth lives, and sometimes the truth isn't clean, it's messy. But that's what makes it real. See you in the comments, and stay tuned, because the next twist might be just around.